Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Akila binti Muhammad Zunaidi, pursuing degree in Bachelor in Science, Material Science and Technology from Faculty of Applied Sciences, University Technology Mara. I am currently doing my internship at Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Jajahan Bachok for 14 weeks for my internship program. This is my final presentation for internship. In this video, I will address my organisation as JPS Bachok. Let's start with the first section of this video presentation, which is the company background of Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Jajahan Bachok. Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Jajahan Bachok is a district office under Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Negeri Kelantan. The JPS Bachok is a government sector under Ministry of Environment and Water. In 1932, Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran was first established and formally known as the Jabatan Parit and Tali Air. Then, in 1992, Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Jajahan Bachok (JPS Bachok) was established. In 1988, Sultan N Yang Dipertua for the state of the Kelantan officiated the official opening of Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Jajahan Bachok for the first time. This is the main office of Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Jajahan Bachok. This office is located at Jalan Kampung Teluk in Bachok, Kelantan. Let's move on with the vision, mission and policy of JPS Bachok. The first one is vision. JPS wanted to be a leader of national water resources management and engineering expertise services. For the mission, JPS Bachok wanted to provide excellent services in management of irrigation, drainage, rivers, coastal zones, hydrology and water resources. Next is the policy. Department of Irrigation and Drainage, or known as JPS Malaysia, is committed to an excellent work culture. So in JPS Bachok, there are four main divisions, which are Corporate Division, Agricultural, Irrigation and Drainage Management Division, River Basin Management and Coastal Zone Division, and lastly, Water Resources Management and Hydrology Division. This division also called
the organization chart of JPS Bachok.
Friendly Drainage Division. Next is the job scope of Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Jajahan Bachok. The main focus of job scope of Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Bachok are river management, flood mitigation, water resources management and hydrology, and lastly is stormwater management. Next, let's move on with the second part of this video, which is the industrial training experience in Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Jajahan Bachok. In my industrial training, I was placed under Administration and Technical Department of JPS Bachok. In this department, I was guided by my supervisor, Mr. Hassan Majusoh, the Chief Assistant Engineer of JPS Bachok, or known as Ketua Penolong Jurutera. For my job scopes of industrial training, the first one, I have to provide any feedback and receive any complaints through online system or known as Sistem Pengurusan Aduan Awam, phone calls or any complaint letters regarding water resources problems such as floods, river, beaches and also drainage. And then next, I have to propose any kind of resolution method on public complaints made by public related to drainage, floods, river and coastal erosion problems. Lastly, I have to assist assistant engineers in implement the projects of coastal protection or river conservation work around Bachok district. Okay, next is the activities done during industrial training. For my first week of internship at JPS, I assisted the staff of JPS Bachok with selling the quotation document of road replacement work of Kemayan Bachok to the contractors or construction companies starting from 18 October 2021 until 25 October 2021. So the quotation document, known as document sebut harga, consists of the description of the project and then the technical drawing of project plan as well as the construction material components of the project. So I was assigned to sell the quotation document at the reception counter of JPS Bachok. During my industrial training at JPS Bachok, I also went to a site visit to project of road repairment at Kemayang Beach with my supervisor and assistant engineer. So the road repairment work is actually a type of construction project to reduce beach erosion. So the cost of this infrastructure project was approximately 400,000 ringgit, and the duration of this road repairment work is 4 weeks. By the end of this year, the Kemayang Beach faced serious coastal erosion due to the construction material used for road repairment work are usually armor rock and filter rock for road repairment, and also geotextile fabric that is used for ground treatment. So this is the technical drawing of road repairment work project of Kemayang Beach. Next activity that I have done during my internship at JPS is I have visited the Water Resources Management and Hydrology Division at Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Negeri Kelantan, located at Kota Baru. During the visit, I have met Mr. Hisham Shuri bin Ibrahim, an assistant engineer from Water Resources Management and Hydrology Division at JPS Negeri Kelantan. Here, I get a tour to Flood Operation Control Center, or known as Pusat Kawalan Operasi Banjir. This control room collect and monitor all the rainwater and river water level of each JPS rainfall stations in Kelantan. The control center room is actually equipped with many computers and many flat screens of TV that display all the hydrology data. According to Mr. Shamshuri Ibrahim, the Flood Operation Control Center room will actually collect all the data from all telemetry system and rainfall station over 10 districts in Kelantan, including Bachok. This is the hydrograph for station of Sungai Golok at Rantau Panjang. So the hydrograph is actually a graph of rainfall trend generated from each rainfall station in Kelantan. I was actually introduced by Mr. Shamshuri about Public Info Banjir. So Public Info Banjir is a database system that works by collecting real-time rainfall and water level data from each hydrology station. So this is the river water level data that are collected from all river in Kelantan. So this website actually can be accessed by public to get information on flood forecasting information. I also went to site visit to eco-friendly drainage system at Taman Berisalam Bachok Kelantan. Eco-friendly drainage system, or known as Sistem Saliran Alam, is a type of underground drainage system. This system composed of several components, which are rubbish trap, OSD system, and also sump. So here is the sump, the final discharge of water. So when the rainwater falls into the drain, the water will first flow into the rubbish trap. This rubbish trap will filter all the rubbish and debris to prevent any blockage of drain. Next, the water will then flow into the OSD system, on-site detention system. This system known as subsoil drain. This subsoil drain composed of soil that is 1 meter thick. So when the water flows into the subsoil drain, the water will be soaked into this soil. After the rainwater falls into this storage tank, the rainwater tank will actually release the rainwater to the final discharge, which is sump at a slower rate. Another activity that I have done during my internship is the inspection of water control gate and pump house. Here, I reported any damage or unsafe condition of water control gate premises, and then I recorded it into a form which is known as Borang Pemeriksaan Tempat Kerja. After I reported the damage into this form, the technician from mechanical and electrical department of JPS Kelantan will actually come to the water control gate. For example, here you can see the technician from mechanical and electrical department of JPS Kelantan fixing the rotor system. So the rotor system here is actually an automatic system to open and close the water gate. During my internship at JPS, I have also received many kind of public complaints or report related to drainage problems made by public through many platforms such as by phone calls, online and written letter. So by phone calls, I will take the complaints information and fill in their personal information into a form, namely borang aduan dan baris-baris pelanggan of JPS. The public also can report any kind of drainage problems into an online system known as System E-Aduan. Here are the list of public complaints received by JPS. During my internship, I have been receiving many kind of reports and complaints regarding water resources problems like flash flood, the bridge collapse and also riverbank erosion. For issue of the riverbank erosion at Sungai Kemasin, I also have visited Kampung Kuah with supervisor and also the deputy director of JPS Negeri Kelantan. And then the issue of riverbank erosion of Kemasin River at Kampung Kuah was actually reported on news. Another activity that I have done during my internship at JPS is I helped the assistant engineer and my supervisor in preparing a report, namely Pelan Pemulihan Pasca Banjir of JPS Bachok. And then I also did a report on public complaints on riverbank erosion at Sungai Kemasin. And then lastly, I get to learn on how to use measuring tools, which are the measuring wheel and tape measure. So these measuring tools are used for land surveying. After going through 14 weeks of industrial training at JPS Bachok, I realized that I received a lot of exposure in the field of coastal and river engineering while working as a student trainee at JPS. And then I would say the industrial training program in JPS had given opportunities to trainee like me to prepare myself before stepping into a real working environment. However, there are still some weaknesses that can be improved in the future. I would like to thank also to the UiTM for giving students to find their own experience with having industrial training like this. That's all from me. Thank you.